Hello, and welcome to this CoolLED tutorial video for HCImage from Hamamatsu. In this video we'll show you how to set up and integrate a pE-4000 into HCImage. The first step is to download the drivers for the pE-4000. This can be done from the CoolLED website at www.coolled.com. From here, go to Support and Imaging Software. Scroll down and select Download it here, and save the file to your computer. Once downloaded, these files will need to be extracted and saved somewhere memorable, in this case to the desktop. You can now connect the pE-4000 via USB, if not already done so, and switch on the unit. You can now open the device manager and you should see the ports section has two ports that have been assigned to the pE-4000. In this case, COM3 and COM4. If this is the first time of using your pE-4000, it's likely that the drivers will need updating. This will be shown by a small flag next to the text. To do this, right-click on the COM port and select Update Driver, pointing your computer to where you've previously downloaded the driver, in this case on the desktop. Do this with both ports. Once done, we are now ready to open HCImage. If you don't have HCImage already available, please download this and follow the instructions from Hamamatsu. In HCImage, a default profile is opened. If you want to create a new profile, that can be done under File and Manage Profiles. To edit the profile you're currently on, select File and Current Profile. We're now going to set up the pE-4000 within the software. This is done under the IO/LED devices. Select this and click Add. On this screen, select CoolLED Precise Excite, and now switch to the COM port tab. You'll see two COM ports are available. These are COM3 and COM4, which we previously saw in the device manager, but these may be different on your setup. Select one of these and click OK. In this demo, we'll be using a simple board camera as our detector, which will also need to be set up. Without a camera attached, the capture section of the software is not usable. So in this example, the board camera will remain with a lens cap on, so no images will be visible, but this is just for demonstration purposes. To set up the camera, this is done through the image capture devices. Highlight this and click Add. Here we have a single camera, so I'll select this and click OK. The software will recognize the camera and serial number you have attached, and so this can be selected and OK clicked again. For further information on setting up cameras, please refer to Hamamatsu. You can now see in the Device Control tab, both the pE-4000 and the camera are now included. So click OK. We are now ready to set up any settings we may want from the pE-4000. So to do this, go to the Devices tab and open up the Filter Setup. From here we can select Add, and here we're going to name our settings for what we plan to set up. In this first example, I will call it 365 nanometers, as I plan to set up a mode for just using the 365 nanometer LED. In the pE-4000, there are 16 available wavelengths, from 365 nanometers to 770 nanometers. These 16 wavelengths come in 4 channels, meaning up to 4 LEDs can be switched on at once. The choice of wavelength and intensity required can be chosen and selected below, under the I/O LED device tab. Here, filter A refers to the first channel, where you can choose one LED from the choice of 365, 385, 405, or 435 nanometers. B refers to channel 2, from 460 to 500 nanometers. C is channel 3, from 525 to 595, and D, channel 4, from 635 to 770 nanometers. As the 365 nanometer falls in the first channel, we can select this from here. The intensity of this can be adjusted by selecting the 3 dots on the line below, unticking the box, and the scroll bar can be adjusted to move the intensity. Once done, click OK. As we've titled the name of this previously to 365 nanometers, we need to ensure no other wavelengths come on. To select which channels are on and off, we need to scroll down to the shutters section. Here again we can see 4 options, corresponding to the 4 channels which we've got available. Shutter A responds to the first channel, B to the second, C to the third, and D to the fourth. So 365 is in A. We select this, and to ensure the channel to be turned on when in use, we're selecting high. Low means the LED channel will remain turned off in this mode. So as we're just using the 365, all the others can be switched to low. The setup for our 365 nanometer mode is now complete. So let's create a second mode, say for 490 nanometers, which can be used for something like GFP. So as before, click Add, and name something that you can easily refer to later. In this case, 490 nanometers. As the 490 nanometer LED falls into the second channel, we need to go to Filter B and select it from here. And again we can change the intensity to whatever we like. Now scroll to the shutter section and choose just the second channel to be turned on, selecting high. And again, as the others are not in use, change these to low. These settings allow not just one LED to be turned on at once, but 2, 3, or 4 can be set up as well. For example, if you want DAPI, FITSI, TRITSI, and Sci5, this can be done here. Name a setting as if something like this. Click OK. And below, set filter A to your DAPI. And again, adjusting the intensity. B to FITSI, adjusting the intensity. C to your TRITSI. And D to your Sci5. And again scroll down, and in this case set all the shutters to high so they're all turned on when requested. Once you've set up all the modes you require, we can now run a simple experiment. Firstly, go to the Capture tab. Here we can select a camera that will be used to acquire the images. Select Disk, and below you should see any cameras that were set up previously. Upon selection, more options will now become available. Firstly, you can change how many images you want to take. In this case, let's take 2 channels. And from here, we can use our settings from previously, so the 365 and the 490 nanometer modes we set up. These can be selected below in the drop-down tabs. Firstly, choose the 365 nanometer, and below the 490. This will refer back to the settings we just created. Here you can also adjust the exposure, and there's also the option to auto-expose as well. Although in this demo, as the camera is not connected to a microscope and still has a lens cap on, this wouldn't be required. If wanted, a live image can also be viewed by clicking Live. Once set up, you can now select Capture. 2 images will be acquired, and processing and analysis can then take place. Thank you for watching this CoolLED tutorial.